We'll come back to it. Anyway. Welcome to Who Are They? This week I have Libby Davidson. Libby is also from Virginia. I know you've been in a lot of interviews before. None as big as this, so try not to be too nervous.
It's the best yet.
That's right. So Libby's a first year here. She had a very successful high school career, winning multiple state titles and All-American titles throughout her career. But by far her biggest accomplishment was her participation on the high school tennis team. While she was still competing in outdoor track and field. Was it hard to balance both sports?
It was a lot of fun. It wasn't too hard. I had it figured out. Like, my tennis coach and my track coach were really accommodating. So like, they didn't really care if I went to tennis practices or not. Like, as long as I showed up to the matches, did my part, everything was cool. And as long as I was still going to track practice, my coach was cool with it. I mean, sometimes I would have to like miss things for the other one, but like, it always worked out. It was a lot of fun. Tennis it's a great sport.
I'll bring us back around to running. First off, I know it's been a bit of a rocky start. Like we were talking about, you suffered a stress reaction in your femur in the fall that took her out for cross country and the indoor season. How is your femur and how's your training going now?
Femur is great and training is great, so that's good. Yeah, back working out, and it's been really fun to be back with the team. Nobody likes being injured, so yeah, having fun.
It's good. It's important. Through high school, like you and a couple other Virginia girls always would like go to Virginia football games and stuff. Was UVA your dream school?
Yeah, so ever since I was little, like I've always said, I want to come to UVA. When I was in high school, like I obviously like thought about some other ones and took some official visits in other places, but it was always in the back of my mind that, you know, it would be so cool to be able to represent like your home state's team. So, but yeah, if you would ask me in 5th through 8th grade, or probably kindergarten through 8th grade, it would have been UVA. Really? So yeah, definitely a Virginia girl, and I'm glad I ended up here.
That's good. And how have you enjoyed your time here so far? I mean, I know you've got a great interview host and everything, but that's not the only pull you had, I'm sure, and the only enjoyment you've had so far.
Well, I love it here. It's like such a beautiful school, such a fun place. There's so many awesome things to do in Charlottesville. Definitely recommend this. But yeah, I mean, I love the team so much, and I'm enjoying school, which is good. I like all my teachers in my classes. All the classes are really cool. So definitely recommend UVA.
It's good. Getting used to the first year of running at university, here in any university, can definitely be a challenge, just getting used to everything. You know, there's lots of people that's something that lots of people deal with in college, especially their first year. So speaking of which, how has your training changed since high school? Has it been a drastic change or not so much? I
mean, it's harder than high school because it's college, so level up. But yeah, high school, my training was like a lot less, I guess. I just did a lot more like short track workouts and that kind of stuff all the time. I guess like just the mileage. I mean, in high school I was like really low mileage. So I mean, until like my junior year I was probably like 25, like 30 miles. And then I didn't get up until maybe 40 miles until my senior year, and that was like rarely. So yeah, definitely mileage was like the biggest difference, but I really like the training. It's been working for me. I feel fit, and I feel like it gets me in shape fast. So.
Yeah, good. Once you're healthy and back in action, what event are you most excited to compete in?
The 5K.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Not the 10K?
I would do it, but not freshman year, or first year, excuse me. Yeah, I did some 5Ks on the track in high school, and I really liked them, and talked to Coach Morgan some. It sounds like that's kind of the direction I'm heading in. I think everybody knows I'm more of a distance runner, don't have much of a speed background, so yeah, it's definitely where I'm headed.
Very good. So while I was doing some here, we're gonna bring it back to the tennis match.
Oh, okay.
While I was doing some research, I read that you attributed a bad set in tennis to not wearing your UVA hat that you usually played in.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I had this hat that said Wahoo Wah or something like that. It was a great hat, and I wore it to every single match. And then I can't play tennis without a hat on. Like the sun gets in my eyes. So I complained because I lost my hat and I was sad. Obviously it was due to probably my lacking tennis skills, not the hat, but I had to blame it on something.
Very good. Do you have any rituals like that when you run? Socks?
Oh, I race in the same socks every time. They're like these bright pink. Yeah.
Tradition.
Yeah, it's just pretty typical. I don't really have like many superstitions or anything, but
I think that's good.
I tie and like untie my shoelaces a lot, but that's more just like my feet fall asleep kind of easily when I tie them tightly. So I just make sure they're feeling good before my races.
That's funny. Yeah. I had like 3 pairs of Lucky socks in high school. I always wore. I talked about it in the first interview, but yeah.
That's the way to go. You gotta have Lucky socks.
Yeah, very important. Now, as the first year this might be a question that's a little bit difficult to imagine, but I'm sure that you can come up with a good answer. This is the last question. What is one piece of advice that you would give to viewers who want to have the same amount of success that you've had in running, and then either success in titles or getting to the level that you're at?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I need to think about this. That's a big question. And I want to give good advice. Well, I feel like I did well in high school because I was really focused on staying really tough during all my races. So like even in races where I probably didn't belong in certain places, like in the front sometimes, I would still try to put myself in a position to be to do well. So I would just say like always put yourself in a position to do well, whether it's like in a race or in training. Just make sure you're always like doing everything you can to have like a leg up on people. It can be in any aspect of your life, but yeah, definitely just put yourself out there so that you can accomplish some cool stuff.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool, Libby. Thank you.
Thanks, Sam.
Good luck the rest of the season and everything.
You too.
Bye. Thank you, Who Are They fans. For more awesome content like this, please subscribe and click on the box to hit the last video and the last interview. This will be a weekly thing. We'll be interviewing lots of the UVA track and field team here in Charlottesville. So stick around and see what else we've got. Thanks.